morning. It is Friday, March 23rd. Got it right this time. It is a cloudy day, if you can't tell from out the window. You almost didn't get a video today, but I'm not, because I'm not feeling quite well. I'm feeling quite under the weather. It really started last week and has progressively gotten worse all week. And I don't know if because of how draining work's been this week, that just made it worse. I did go to bed a lot earlier last night, hoping that would help, but I don't really feel much worse than I did last night, but I do not feel any better. Some good and bad news. My buddy that I was talking about that had back surgery, he seems to be mending well. So that's the good news. The bad news is he's going to be mending well for another week. So I get to man the ship again another week. So, but, we've seen him survive this week. And while he is greatly missed, you never realize how much someone does until they're not there, right? So he's greatly missed, but we're managing. We're keeping all the fires put out and moving on. But this next week is my last week on my current shift. I do move to my new shift, which is 2 hours later in the day. Meaning, by the time I get home, my wife will definitely be in bed, and she'll already be gone in the morning by the time I get up. So I got a little bit of a taste of that yesterday. I think for those of you who don't know, she works in the same place I do. I got a little taste of it yesterday. I did speak to her for like 2 minutes at work in passing, but by the time I got home last night, she was in bed already. I don't know if she wasn't feeling well or what, but she was already gone this morning, so I haven't talked to her. So I got a little taste of that yesterday. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, I'm not sure. So one thing I kind of decided is that I start at 12:30. My wife usually takes her lunch about 11:45, somewhere in that area. Since we're not going to see each other during the week, I think we're going to try, or at least I haven't talked to her about this. Maybe she don't want to, but I'm going to suggest that we try to have lunch together each day. So I'll drop my son off at Grandma's about 11 and get to work by 11:45, and to work and hopefully get everything all turned on and ready for work by 11:45, and then have lunch with my wife. So I don't feel like I'm going a week at going from weekend to weekend without seeing her. So and we unlike, I don't know, we hear when Jill first started working here, I couldn't believe how many people were like, the whole reason to go to work is to get away from your spouse for a while. And I don't know, we've never had that since we've been married. We've worked similar shifts. We've worked at the same place now. I don't know. When we come home, we spend time together. Whether it's even if we're not doing something, if we're sitting watching TV, we're usually sitting watching TV together. So I don't know. I don't get it. People are always talking about, I spend too much time with my spouse. I'm like, well, isn't that the point of being married? I don't know. Maybe, again, God blessed us with a relationship that we enjoy spending time together. So, it helps that her and I have similar interests. So, our TV shows. She did correct me whenever I was going through the list of shows that I've been watching. I did miss Criminal Minds. That's one of her show. She likes it more than I do. I've obviously grown to like it, but That was one of the shows she liked. And then, of course, I don't know how I missed Scorpion. She couldn't believe that I missed Scorpion because that's one of my favorite shows on our CBS app. But yeah, so I mean, we have similar interests. We both like crime dramas, and we both like geeky things. So it helps out that we can do things together. And so I don't know. It's definitely going to be a change when she's gone when I get up and in bed when I get home. But we're doing it for our son, so I guess that's the important thing. So anyway, like I said, I got a whole lot to say today. I'm a little under the weather, but thought I'd get a video out, and if anything, it keeps me in the habit, keeps me in the consistently getting videos out, at least my 5 days a week. But I did last night. I don't know why I did, but I happened to be on my wife's laptop, and there was an ever looming World of Warcraft icon on the screen, and I clicked it. Well, the last time right after my computer broke, I hadn't been playing World of Warcraft for months, and we moved, and I was like, I had an email that said, hey, you get 7 days free of World of Warcraft, and I'll jump back in for a week and play a little bit. Well, I tried to install it or run it on that laptop, and I couldn't get it to run. I kept getting an error. Did all the Windows updates. I had uninstalled and reinstalled World of Warcraft, and bottom line, I couldn't get it to launch, so I'd given up on it. And again, about that time was whenever I started getting into D&D and really didn't whatever. So last night I was like, let's just see what happens, and clicked on it. It started doing its updates, and of course it was like a 30 gig update. I think there's been quite a few patches since I last turned it on, and also recently my computer did a bunch of Windows updates. It even did that, I think, Windows 10 creator update. Anyway, so between a bunch of Windows updates, that updating this morning, I was like, let's just see. I clicked on it. It launched. Went to the login screen. I didn't log in because I don't have an active account right now. Although I have a couple of characters that are under the level of 20, I could have seen if it would have went ahead and logged in. But before, it wouldn't even get to the login screen, get into the character screen. So that's something. But anyway, I didn't play. I'm probably not going to play, but I did get it installed. So if I ever get one of those 7-day trials again, I could try it again. But I don't have time for World of Warcraft right now. It was definitely consumed my life at one point. I spent many, 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 many hours in that game. So I've logged over, probably at this point, 375 to 400 days worth of time in that game. So yeah, go ahead and multiply that times 24. That's how many hours. That's crazy. But I did do that last night. I did play a little bit of Minecraft. I working on getting the storage taken care of right now, and trying to organize the materials that my buddy's gathering and all that. So that's what I was doing last night. I was doing that while I was watching my weekly episode of Critical Role. I would not advise watching that with children around. The language is not, child appropriate. And unless you're just super into D&D, you probably wouldn't like it anyway, because all it is people sitting around playing D&D. But I usually watch the first half on Thursday night, because they don't start until 9 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Pacific. So whenever it starts, or by the time they're halfway through the show, it's midnight. So I usually stay until the break, and they usually have a giveaway in the break. And even though my odds are very low because there's always like 30,000 viewers, so I have a 1 in 30,000 chance, I guess. I always stay the break, and then I enter the contest in the chat and see if I win, and then I usually watch the other half of it the next day or whatever, later, sometime before the next week rolls around on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, I can't stay up and watch the whole thing. I mean, it usually doesn't get over until like 2 o'clock my time. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, quit rambling to you guys. You guys have a good weekend. Hopefully I'll be over this congestion and cold somewhat by Monday. I can't take a sick day next week, so I got to push through. I'm not much of a sick day person anyway, so I have to be pretty sick to take a sick day. So anyway, you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. You take care. Bye.